Hey guys, welcome back to Tech 702. Mike here again. Appreciate you checking back in with me. Now, as we get toward the end of the summer, it's looking less and less likely apparent that we're going to see a Note. Yes, there's the Z Fold 3, the Z Flip 3, and we'll get to those at the end of next month. But in the meantime, I wanted to revisit the S21 Ultra because I haven't reviewed it yet on my channel. I wanted to run through it with you guys, and it's an iterative update from the S20, but I'm going to go ahead and knock this out for you guys. Stick around. So as you can see, it has a beautiful 6.8 inch screen. Phone weighs in at about 229 grams. It's an AMOLED 3200 by 1440 resolution. And yes, I can tell the difference between 1440 and 1080. The cool part about this display is it's running at 120 Hertz concurrently while it's at 1440. It's HDR 10 plus rated and 515 PPI. On board, you have either 12 or 16 gigabytes of RAM. If you get the 512 gigabyte storage option, they bump you from 12 to 16 gigabytes. It's got the Snapdragon 888, 888 on board, and 128 storage is a little bit on the light side for an Ultra phone, but that is the base model. It's got Android 11 on board with current updates and One UI 3.1. It's got an IP68 rating, and it supports S Pen, but it doesn't carry it on board or integrated. So on the front camera, it's a 40 megapixel shooter. It's got an f2.2 aperture, and it's absolutely beautiful. It can go out for a slightly wide angle on it. And on the rear camera, I like the array here a lot better this year than last year. You have a 12 megapixel ultra wide at f2.4, f4.9, and then you have dual 10 megapixel telephoto lenses, and then you have a 108 megapixel wide angle at f1.8. Also has optical zoom at 3 times and 10 times, and space zoom up to 100 times. The real legit laser focus that helps it focus in, and realistically 10 to 30 times is where the sweet spot is for distance, but still getting clarity. So it's got a 5,000 milliamp battery on board, which can be easily recharged with a 25 watt fast charger plugged in directly to the bottom. Of course, it's got Qi wireless, that you can set it on any remote wireless charging, as well as it does wireless power share. So if you have even an iPhone or another phone that supports wireless charging, you can set it on here, or a Galaxy Watch, anything of that nature, and help keep yourself going. The only gripe that I have in regards to power on this phone is I only get about 7 to 8 hours of screen time when I'm running at 1440 and 120 Hertz. Significantly less than the iPhone, and yes, I know the iPhone's not running at 120 and 1440, but even last year with my 20 Ultra, I had better performance. The other cool thing is, of course, being Samsung, has the always on display, which you can customize now with widgets, as well as the best ultrasonic sensor there is. People say that's slow. You tell me how slow that was. That wasn't even my main finger. Works great for me every single time. Also has face unlock available, and then of course the edge panel system, which is unique to the One UI system. I use it all the time for quick access to stuff. And all the extras like Bixby. I keep my Google page open. So the camera modes are quite impressive as usual. You have lots of pro control here with the different modes that you can go through. And you can see some of them up there. Some of the highlights are super slow motion, the director's view, and the ability that you can do live video where it's like a portrait video, which is pretty cool. I'll give you an example of all of these. You can also shoot in RAW, so that's great. Also, you have the option to keep everything up here. And see. So you can use RAW copies of your photos, advanced formats, HDR formats, stuff of that nature. It's all great. It shoots easily at 4K 60. Highlights would be that it can do 8K actually at 24 frames per second, should the need arise. Now, of course, I have no way of testing this because I don't have an 8K television or an 8K display, but it can shoot in 8K, so for future purposes, I guess that's a good thing. Also, 960 frames per second, super slow motion. So the one note about the super slow motion is the lighting definitely is going to need to be perfect outdoors, like sunshine or studio lighting, or else it's going to be too dark to be usable. Regular slow motion at 720p, And then your digital zooms are at max of 12. So there you have it, the S21 Ultra in a nutshell. Straight to the point like I always do. If you want an Android phone and you're not a Pixel person, this is pretty much what you gotta go with. So all my Samsung Knights, yes, you got the Z Fold and your foldables coming up next month, but if the rumors are true and they're gonna have less capable cameras and such like that, this is still the top shelf Samsung to get. So you might have to wait until next January before you can upgrade. In the meantime, let me know what you guys like about it, what you hate about it down in the comments. Any questions, concerns, fire away. As always, appreciate your time. Everybody stay safe out there.